Alright, so I have gotten the long-awaited Jason Goes to Hell on 4K from Arrow Video, and I did write down some notes on what I thought about the movie. So if anybody else is interested in getting this, adding it to their collection, if you think you should upgrade from the Scream Factory Blu-ray to the Arrow 4K, this is going to be a video for you. I'm just going to go down some of these bullet points right now while I talk about Jason Goes to Hell. So, first thing is that the opening where the police woman is getting, she's stripping and she's about to go to take a shower to lure Jason in the cabin. When you watched it on the Blu-ray, it was very grainy, but now with the 4K, that scene was pretty much had little grain. I mean, you could actually see the woman in her body instead of just seeing a bunch of little pixelated little dust grains throughout the film. Another thing is that you do appreciate Jason Voorhees being in this movie as him for the amount of screen time he's in there. So you get to appreciate Jason a little bit more. And also, there is one thing that threw me off about this 4K, which is with some of the 80s movies that are now in upscaled, is that there was one of the bodies of Jason that gets run over by a car. And when this guy gets run over by a car, his body's laying flat, and then you can see a prop mannequin, with a bunch of fake blood getting ran over, and I was like, all right, that was all right. That threw me off a little bit because when it was the Blu-ray and you see that scene, it was very grainy, so you couldn't really see too much of the mannequin, and it was just grazed by your eyes. But with the 4K, you can clearly see it was a fake mannequin, but it's all right. Besides that, the color palette of the entire movie was actually kind of solid. It was like a little bit of a light blue type of texture, but I don't know, I liked it. And also, the transfer for the 4K, pretty damn crisp, if I do say so myself. And also, again, the lack of grain is impressive, in my opinion, because I didn't like seeing too much grain in these Friday the 13th movies. But now there's a 4K, I like that there's not that much in it. Also, another thing is there were nice visuals with lighting and colors when Jason is being released from the spirits with the dagger and he's starting to descend to hell, which is where the other Jason Voorhees female character stabs him in the chest, and you get to see all the spirits flying up through his body, and then you see the demons pull him into hell, and the whole lighting coming up from the dirt looked really damn good. So props to that, because I was a little bit thinking about how are they going to make that look like with old CGI, with upscaling, and now it looks pretty damn good. And also, Jason looked good throughout the whole movie when he was in his Voorhees form. And also, his mask did look a bit more noticeable than the Blu-ray. I would say because, like I say, it was very grainy transfer. But for this one, you can actually see very clearly the mask of Jason Voorhees. You can see where it gets indented into his face. And you can see the skin around it a little bit like still wet, like still meaty, like I say. So that's what I gotta say about the Jason transfer. Good color palette. Jason looked good. The mask was noticeable. The only big thing that was like kind of mid or just whatever was that I was able to see one prop being used for a death scene, but that's about it. So, and also the audio was also very, very clear. So that being said, if you are thinking about getting a Jason movie, you are thinking about getting it upscaled to the 4K release, you do want to get a nice Jason artwork, then of course you should get this. What else? Oh yeah, and definitely you're going to want to go through that art book, people, because it's for fan memorabilia for hardcore Jason fans. So with that being said, thank you for watching this review, and go ahead and look for Jason Goes to Hell on 4K from Arrow Video.
Once again, I would like to say thank you for watching.